Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video. Sony dares to use the PlayStation 5 controller more than Microsoft, according to the developer. Stay tuned. Since the unveiling of the PlayStation 5 controller, aka Dualsense, much has been discussed about the look and functionality. Now, several developers have expressed their praise for the new PlayStation 5 controller. That's what Bethesda, Supermassive Games and Tequila Games say about the Dualsense. Even if for many the DualShock 4 was a big improvement compared to the DualShock 3, there are still room for improvement. Raul Rubio, the CEO of Tequila Games, who once worked with Rhyme on an original PlayStation 4 exclusive. In an interview, he spoke directly on various topics related to the DualSense. He said, "The integrated loudspeakers make it possible to develop situations in which everything in the game makes sense and looks like one piece." And according to Rubio, the new Create button should even be more important than before and have a direct impact on the games. He describes it as following: "Microsoft controllers work and make it perfect, but Sony dares a little more with the DualSense. At this point, he probably doesn't want and can go into any more details." For him personally, the new lightbar is an upgrade that is often overlooked. Because it is now on the front of the controller, it is no longer reflected on the TV screen if you sit too close to it, especially in very dark sections or dark rooms. The reflection of the lightbar of the DualShock 4 annoyed some people. He concludes that compared to the DualShock 4, all these small innovations and small changes make the controller exponentially better. One of the more known people in the industry who has now commented on DualSense is Pete Hines from Bethesda. On his Twitter account, he announced that he could try out haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers and is very impressed about it. He had the following to say: "I've gotten to try the haptic feedback and adaptive triggers on this thing and was very impressed. I think games are gonna do some really cool things with them." Then he went ahead and answered a question of a fan and described it as following: "You immediately forget that a PlayStation 4 controller ever existed. I kept switching between the two and just wanted to use the PlayStation 5 controller." The DualSense could also become an important tool for storytelling in games. At least that's what Pete Samuels, the co-founder of Supermassive Games, says in an interview with Game Reactor. An important point for him is the built-in microphone. The studio has developed many VR games in the past and incorporated voice control features for a game called The Impatient, a sequel to Until Dawn. According to him, it made sense to control the character in a first-person game with your own voice, and in a third-person game it could only seem a little out of place. But now they are currently debating on how to incorporate DualSense features into their games. The haptic feedback has a more direct influence for him and could be important for storytelling in upcoming games. He says, "The more we send the character's experience directly to the player, the more likely they are to emphasize with their characters." So, the developers are obviously very impressed with the DualSense controller. Sound off in the comments below if you are even more excited now after what the developers had to say and how you think these features might be implemented even further. I thank you for watching, guys.